And Conor McGregor can say what he wants, but he won't fight me either. So once I knock out Mike Perry, Conor McGregor, let's run it. But you won't do it because you know what's going to happen. You saw what I did to Nate Diaz, who you went toe-to-toe with. So Conor McGregor, lay off the cocaine, get in the gym, and start winning fights, and then maybe we could have a conversation.
Jake Paul just destroyed Conor McGregor, or at least he thinks he did while casually sitting on a podcast with Logan Paul. The man outright claimed Conor avoided fighting him because Jake is too strong.
My life is my life. Your life is your life. I'm going to take these opportunities. When we as brothers no longer become additive to each other, and it feels like you or I are trying to take from one another.
But when it's convenient for you, we're brothers. But then when it's not, you do the exact opposite of like, we're completely separate. So like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do as well.
What does that even imply, really? Is Jake actually that self-obsessed that he thinks people only make decisions to avoid his fictitious supremacy? Or is he quietly disparaging his own brother for being the inferior choice?
He just get in the ring with you.
But that's what I was saying is he's on Twitter, he's on his yacht, he's on cocaine, but he's not in the ring with me.
Conor McGregor has dominated the fight world for more than 16 years, so he doesn't need to throw a punch. His cauliflower ear alone could likely receive more likes than Jake's whole fight reel. But hey, give credit where credit is due. Jake's audacity is unrivaled. Let's dismantle this circus, shall we?
McGregor making headlines, but not for an octagon return. So the rumors of a bout are false. I have a preliminary agreement with the Ambani family to face Logan Paul in a boxing exhibition in India. I have agreed I will then seek my return to the octagon.
Don't tell me you haven't heard about Logan vs. Conor, let me tell you. Conor McGregor just made a shocking announcement that has everyone talking. He's training for a boxing exhibition match against Logan Paul. And the best part is that the Ambani family is supporting the entire event in India. They're billionaires who don't just throw parties, they build kingdoms. You might think that would be the highlight, but then Jake Paul, who is his own spokesperson, comes in.
And Conor McGregor can say what he wants, but he won't fight me either.
Jake wasted no time in doing what he does best when he learned of this big announcement stirring the pot in Conor's wash. He said this as casually as if he were making a weather-related remark, and then for dramatic effect, he hit us with he needs the pause for relevance. Because really, why stop at a jab when you can go full uppercut?
Obviously, I don't think he's ready to be back in the UFC. I think he will get his ass kicked thoroughly.
Yep.
These fighters are elite. They take this very seriously, and their definition of being in shape and ready to fight isn't bloating themselves up with muscles and looking good in the mirror.
The undisputed king of the fight game, McGregor, hasn't exactly been putting on highlight reels lately. It's been years since he had a victory that truly mattered. And Jake believes Conor is clinging to the ruins of a reputation that is fading faster than a cheap tattoo. But let's give the guy credit, he has a point hidden under all that bravado.
My life is my life. Your life is your life. I'm going to take these opportunities. When we as brothers no longer become additive to each other, and it feels like you or I are trying to take from one another.
But when it's convenient for you, we're brothers. But then when it's not, you do the exact opposite of like, we're completely separate. So like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do as well.
And Logan Paul, the true brain teaser. Why would Conor choose someone whose boxing resume is as serious as a TikTok out of all the individuals he could meet? The dancing challenge, of course. Jake has a theory. Jake claims that while McGregor is taking the easy route and playing it safe, he is also destroying his legacy.
He's on cocaine, but he's not in the ring with me. And so until he does that, I don't want to hear any more shit.
Wait, what was what's the injury again? He broke a toe?
Jake Paul went for the throat with a juicy counterclaim because he never stops at a single mic drop. McGregor apparently wanted to fight him at first. Yes, Jake Paul, not Logan, but McGregor reportedly altered his plan at some point. Why? Jake says it's because Conor lacks the necessary skills, grit, and confidence to take on him. All he has is an empty whiskey bottle and a few dim recollections of his former grandeur. Jake criticized Conor's decision to land on Logan, which was safer, with the term irrelevant.
Yeah, he's a broken man, but he's entertaining, and that's why I still like Conor McGregor. But
no, he's the most entertaining.
Well, yeah,
no, he's the most entertaining.
And so is Ryan Garcia, but they're both crashed out cokeheads.
Come on, there's a big difference.
I don't know.
But instead of simply hurling insults and leaving, Jake created the conditions for a fight that, should McGregor choose to take on him, could redefine the term hype. Jake stated unequivocally that it would be on his terms. To be honest, it's a brilliant move when he called out Dana White and the UFC to make it official, no dubious deals. No underhanded contracts, big money, big lights, and huge stakes. In essence, Jake is bluffing Conor. Why wouldn't McGregor step up if he still believes he is the king? Unless Jake is correct and Conor isn't prepared for a true fight.
It's pure entertainment.
Yeah.
It's an exhibition. It isn't Jake Paul training with professional boxers, essentially being a professional boxer, but getting in the ring with non-boxers or geriatric.
Let's dissect it. McGregor's most recent significant victory occurred in January of 2012. Recall Donald Cerrone's 40C knockout? It was ostentatious, to be sure, but nothing at all since. The infamous person has, well, been infamously absent from the winner's circle. In the year 2021, McGregor defeats Dustin Poirier twice and suffers consecutive defeats in the trilogy fight. Oh, that was just the icing on the cake. McGregor was sidelined for more than 3 years after breaking his leg like a twig in the first round.
Once I knock out Mike Perry, Conor McGregor, let's run it, but you won't do it because you know what's going to happen. You saw what I did to Nate Diaz, who you went toe-to-toe with. So Conor McGregor, lay off the cocaine, get in the gym, and start winning fights, and then maybe we could have a conversation.
But instead of simply hurling insults and leaving, Jake created the conditions for a fight that, should McGregor choose to take on him, could redefine the term hype. Jake stated unequivocally that it would be on his terms. To be honest, it's a brilliant move when he called out Dana White and the UFC to make it official: no dubious deals, no underhanded contracts, big money, big lights, and huge stakes. In essence, Jake is bluffing Conor. Why wouldn't McGregor step up if he still believes he is the king? Unless Jake is correct and Conor isn't prepared for a true fight. Whatever you think of the man, he's not only staying relevant, but thriving. In addition to competing against respectable opponents and putting on impressive shows, Jake has been the main attraction at key events. Do you recall his 2021 knockout of Ben Askren or his 2022 bout with Anderson Silva? Not to mention his most recent triumph over Mike Tyson in 201-2-4. Jake's dominating the game, not just playing it. McGregor's legacy, on the other hand, is beginning to resemble a dusty old prize that is kept on a shelf that no one ever visits.
Not only that, Michael Chandler has been calling him out forever. Desperately wants his hands on Conor McGregor because he knows that would be a big fight, obviously, and it's something that he wants, and that hasn't happened yet. We haven't seen Conor McGregor win a fight. I mean, he beat Donald Cerrone, Cowboy Cerrone. Cerrone looked like a deer in headlights, as I pointed out that night.
Among all the candidates McGregor may choose for his comeback to boxing, there is Logan Paul. Logan, why? Jake has a response to that, and it's as scathing as you might anticipate. Although Logan's boxing record appears impressive, a closer examination reveals that it is really hollow. Let's face it, the 2021 exhibition versus Floyd Mayweather and the 2019 draw with KSI were more about the spectacle than the sport. Logan is the ideal opponent for a McGregor who cannot afford to lose again because of his lightweight resume. Playing it safe is more important than taking on a challenge.
You can box. Stop fighting people that ain't on your level. That's not right. Enough of that. He said, true, I know I got stuff to prove. I got to get in there. Enough of that.
Yeah.
This is not what Logan Paul's doing. Logan Paul's an entertainer who's gotten in the ring a few times, but he's an entertainer. Conor McGregor is not a boxer. He just got in the boxing ring once.
Jake didn't hold back, saying Logan beats him however he wants. He dismissed the fight as a puffed-up exhibition, arguing that it's not McGregor facing Logan for the love of competition. Instead, Jake sees McGregor clinging to relevance like a guy holding on to the last slice of pizza at a party, calculated but desperate. McGregor's legal troubles only add to this image. In 2018, he was found liable for assaulting a woman named Nikita Hand at a Dublin hotel, and it wasn't a quiet affair, it was headline news. This incident was just the start. Over the years, McGregor's personal life has been marked by a string of controversies, assaults, public outbursts, and questionable social media posts. It's as though McGregor is more focused on creating chaos than reviving his career, leaving people to question his true intentions in and outside the ring.
For all the wrong reasons, and then now to
Without
return
question.
for this, I just feel like it hurts his legacy.
Well, wait a minute. He ain't think about no damn legacy. He ain't come back to the States. His brother in India. You know what I'm saying? They ain't think about that. They ain't think about any of that
what do you
stuff. I'm just saying, they're not thinking about it in India. He going to get the money.
Jake Paul is taking a bold stance in his challenge to Conor McGregor, drawing a clear line in the sand. He's made it clear that if McGregor wants to engage, the UFC and Dana White need to be part of the deal, elevating the stakes even higher. Jake isn't just raising the intensity, he's exposing McGregor's vulnerabilities and shining a spotlight on his current situation. The real twist? If McGregor hesitates or backs out, Jake will have already planted the idea of fear in the minds of fans and critics alike. This brings us to the concept of fear, something you wouldn't typically associate with Conor McGregor, a man who built his legacy on fearless bravado and taking risks. Jake Paul is flipping the script, asking a question many have avoided: why would McGregor, a former risk-taker and UFC champion, shy away from a fight with Jake under UFC rules? Jake's theory is simple. McGregor has been dealing with a rough few years, including injuries, losses, and legal battles. A fight with Jake could expose the cracks in his once dominant persona. McGregor may not want to risk revealing how far his star has fallen.
I'm not talking about what they're deciding.
I don't know if he cares. I don't know if he cares.
He does.
I don't think he cares.
You don't think it hurts his legacy?
I don't think he cares.
No, I'm asking you. Do you think it?
I think his legacy has been hurt, Shannon, over the last few years getting his ass.
Jake's record speaks for itself. He's not just a talker. Whether you like him or not, he has been upending the fight scene in ways that have spectators riveted to their screens and purists furious. With the help of well-known figures like Tyron Woodley and Ben Askren, Jake transformed combat sports into his playground. To be honest, they weren't bored when they signed up. What McGregor actually wants out of his career is the more important question here. Is he happy with this strange limbo of attention-grabbing fights and social media shit? Or is he hoping to recover, move up the UFC ranks, and regain his crown? The advent of Jake Paul has transformed these rumors into heated discussions.
He said, with him, I'm going to. He said he's a striker. He's used to clipping people. He said, I'm going to be in his chest. He's going to have to push me off and then swing. He said, plus he's going to have to circle around backwards to gain leverage to punch. He said by about the third or fourth round, his legs are going to be gone and he'll be target practice. He said, I'll keep him around until like the 8th or the 9th round for entertainment purposes, and then I'll finish.